So we're getting ready to prepare a couple of nest boxes for some does to have their litters in. So we were going to take this opportunity to make a video about how we go about preparing the nest box and what types of things we put in there and some of the products that we use. So Laura's going to show us what she does to prepare the nest box. So Laura, please show us. And tell us also what you're doing.
Okay, so today's 28 days and we have 2 mini Rex does. And I always put the nest box in on day 28. So I start with some of these pellets, and I try to use quite a bit of absorbent material in the bottom of the nest boxes.
And these pellets, they're just stall pellets for like horse stalls?
Yep. You can use them.
Tractor Supply Company.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can use them for small animals and horses. So I'm going to actually put quite a bit of this in. These are big nest boxes. So I also use shavings. And we get pine shavings here, and we've never had any issues with those. But again, I put a lot of absorbent material in. When the mom is having her babies, there's a lot of fluid, a lot of afterbirth, and so you want to make sure that this material is going to absorb all of the moisture so the babies aren't laying in wet.
And it also gives the babies a place to nestle in and bundle up together to stay warm, right?
Yep, they can burrow down in this. The mom will usually pull a little bit of hair before the babies come, and then she pulls hair to cover them up. But sometimes you get a mom that doesn't pull any hair at all. And I think that's another video. But I try to give the mom the best supplies and help her out the most that I can when I give her a nest box. Some people use Timothy hay or straw next, but I've always just used just the alfalfa hay. I just think it's nice for the babies when it's a little bit softer. So I use this, and I fill up the nest boxes quite full in here. Break it up some. And I put quite a bit. Sometimes they eat a little bit of it, but this kind of helps get them going. So I put quite a bit in here, and then when I put the nest boxes in, I give them a handful of this hay, and that kind of encourages them to work on their nest, and it gives them something they can do. But I do try to fill it.
Rabbits will rearrange what you've given them. They'll take the supplies and they'll make it what they need it to be.
Yep, they'll get some of it, and they'll make it however they want to make it. And usually they make a little burrow down here in the bottom. Sometimes if a mom has a huge litter, she'll have some babies in the back, and then she'll separate some out in the front. So she has 2 spots where she has babies to nurse. Everyone does it, differently. And if you have a doe that's kind of particular, sometimes I'll wear gloves when I'm doing this, because they smell the scent of your hands, and maybe you've been touching other rabbits and they won't like that.
So that's a good point. If you've been handling other rabbits and you're putting a nest box in with a first time mom, or a doe that's picky, you want to glove up or
Yeah.
go wash your hands before you put her nest box supplies in.
Yep. Yep.
And
I
then-
would. But the does that we have tonight are 2 mini Rex does, and they've had a couple litters already, and they don't seem to be very scent sensitive. So, on the does that we've had here on the farm, I don't question having to put gloves on. I know they'll be glad to have their nest box. So I'm going to put one of these in.
Well, these are pretty good size nest boxes too. Do they have different sizes of these?
Yeah.
Commercially available?
They have them commercially available. They have small ones. They have ones, this is kind of a medium size, and then they have one for the larger rabbits if you have Flemish Giant. They also have wood nest boxes. You can purchase.
So the boxes, you can either purchase wood ones, or you can build them out of, what kind of materials would you build them out of? Like plywood or
Yeah,
scrap wood that you have laying around?
yeah, anything that hasn't been treated with any chemicals.
Okay.
So you can also buy wood nest boxes, but the majority of the places, the feed stores, they sell the metal ones. And they do have 2 or 3 different sizes, but it is nice. You know, we have Flemish Giant rabbits, and we actually build our nest boxes because they are such a large rabbit. And then we've also built some for the Netherland bunnies that we have too. They're a lot smaller, and you can't buy that size. So, you know, if you're not able to build them, maybe you know someone who's able to build some nest boxes for your does.
So just for perspective, a Netherland dwarf nest box would probably fit inside one of these
Yes.
nest boxes. They're quite a bit smaller.
And this nest box for the Mini Rex would fit inside the Flemish Giant nest boxes. Probably 1.5 of these.
And that's another thing too with the nest box. You don't want to get a nest box that's too big for the breed that you're putting the nest box in for, because the babies can wander. They can get away and spread out, and then they lose heat or they get trampled by the mom. So a nest box sized appropriate to the rabbit is very important.
And sometimes with a nest box that's too big, they'll start using it as a potty area. So that's not good either. If you see them using it as a potty area, if I put these in tonight and tomorrow morning I see that they're going to the bathroom in it, then I take it out and clean it, and then I'll put it back in. Sometimes if you put it in too early, they'll lay in it and sleep in it and potty in it. So
28 days, and then give them 4 to 5 days from that day to have their babies.
usually by day 32.
And so just check the nest box every day or twice a day for traces of potty, or
Yep.
and adjust it or change it out and clean it as needed.
And if you see that, you know, they've gone, you know, to the bathroom in it and you're able to clean it, it's right in front, but they've started pulling hair, it's best to just try to clean it the best you can and then leave them alone, because when they're pulling hair, that means the babies are coming soon. And you can always get in the nest box after the babies are born. I usually wait a couple days, but and then you can clean it better.
Okay. Well, we should probably get these nest boxes over to the moms.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's do that, and we'll get another video. Okay. Let's give a mom a nest box.
This is the first mama we're given a nest box. And I
Is
usually,
this one of the rescue bunnies?
yes, this is a Harlequin.
And did she come pregnant?
Yes.
So she was running loose with a bunch of other rabbits.
and she's sniffing it right now. So her nest box is in, and then I'm going to give her some of this hay. And if it's not really soon that she's having the baby, sometimes they'll start eating some of the hay, and that's okay. Day 28 is when we put the nest boxes in, and that's kind of, see, like you see, she's eating that right now, and that's okay. You do want to get the nest box in early because they could have them on day 29 or as late as day 32. So you just keep an eye on them. All right, let's put the other nest box in.
Okay.
Okay, Mama. Here's the next mom.
This is a pretty rabbit.
This is a Tri-Mini Rex. And she's kind of behind her nest box. And she's going to check it out. She's eating her hay too. And then I just put a little pile of it right there so she can help create her own nest box. Right now she looks like she's enjoying a snack, and that's okay. So we'll just keep a close eye on these guys, and if you do wake up tomorrow morning and come out and check and they have used their nest box as a potty, it's good to just go ahead and get it cleaned out and then start over. Do the same thing.
Okay. Well, let's check back tomorrow and see if she's made her nest or if she's used it as a toilet.
Hopefully she used it as a nest.
Hopefully.